Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Hello, it's Christine and we're here to do some Afrikaans today in the lesson 10 things you always want to hear. So we're all excited about this one, obviously, because I'm going to be telling you things that you want to hear. Jy lyk goed vandag. You look good today. Jy lyk goed vandag. You look good today. What's that? Oh, thanks. I just assume that you return the compliment, but it's always something that we really like to hear, especially if it's coming from that person that we've got our eye on. But it's also just nice to tell people, if you walk past someone and you think they're looking good, let them know that they look like goed vandag, because it's always nice to make someone else's day. Ek mis jou. I miss you. Ek mis jou. I miss you. Long lost friends, long lost lovers, parents in different countries, whatever. Today's world, we're all over the globe. Our friends live in China. Our brother lives in England. Today, it's really common to know people that live really, really far away from us. And it's nice to sometimes receive a message saying, oh, they miss you. But it's also really nice to send a message to let someone know that you miss them. So get that phone out, think about that friend, and let them know, ek mis jou. Jy het 'n goeie werk gedoen. You did a great job. Jy het 'n goeie werk gedoen. You did a great job. That's always the best one you want to hear at school or at work, because it means that you're on the right track, you're doing something good, and at the end of the day, you might get rewarded. Daar sal 'n bonus aan die einde van die maand wees. There will be a bonus at the end of the month. Daar sal 'n bonus aan die einde van die maand wees. There will be a bonus at the end of the month. If, like I said before, jy doen goeie werk, then maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, it means you're going to get that bonus at the end of the month and you can go on that extra long Christmas holiday this year. So, keep up the goeie werk. Jy is 'n uitstekende kok. You're an excellent cook. Jy is 'n uitstekende kok. You're an excellent cook. Now, that's one that you want to say for when your parents come over for dinner for the first time in your new flat, or you're inviting that boy over that you've had your eye on, and you're cooking them a fancy dinner, and it's the first time that you're using this new saucepan you bought yesterday, and they tell you that, and just, oh, what a relief. The food was great, the guy thinks it's great, or your parents think it's great. Anyone is happy to know that their food is good, because it means that you're going to get to enjoy it the most, because you get to have your food every night. Vat 'n breek, ek sal vandag skoon maak. Take a break, I'll do the cleaning today. Vat 'n breek, ek sal vandag skoon maak. Take a break, I'll do the cleaning today. That's the best to hear from your partner or your parents or your flatmate. What a great day it is when you get to just lounge on the sofa, watch some TV, catch up on those sports, do anything you want, even some painting or crafting. If you don't have to do the cleaning up, make a mess. No jokes, be nice, because next time it is your turn and then you're going to have to clean up someone else's mess. So just enjoy the day off. Enjoy it when someone tells you that they'll be doing the cleaning, because next minute it'll be your turn again. En jy wen, and you win. En jy wen, and you win. Whatever you're doing, whether it's Saturday night and you're playing board games or you're playing card games on the beach with some friends, it's always a great one to hear that you're the winner, because it means that you did your best and you won. So you've earned it. Jy was reg. You were right. Jy was reg. You were right. You won that argument. You were right when you said that this was the case and they said that was the case. It's such a nice feeling. You get all bubbly inside when someone you've been arguing with, or just made a point, tells you that you were right. It's like the I told you so, and it's the best feeling ever. Who doesn't love that? Ek het jou iets besonders gebring. I brought you something special. Ek het jou iets besonders gebring. I brought you something special. What an exciting thing to hear. You've just come home, you've had a really long day and your friend's coming over and they tell you that they bought you something besonders. How exciting. Open it up straight away and just remember, if you don't like it, still look surprised because they think it's besonders. Die begroting is onbeperk. The budget is unlimited. Die begroting is onbeperk. The budget is unlimited. You've got an unlimited budget, an onbeperkte begroting to do whatever you want to make this party, this function, this shebang the best one there is, because you've got everything you need. You can get anything you want. Go crazy and enjoy it while it lasts, because it doesn't come around often. So we've come to the end of today's session of 10 things you always want to hear. There's obviously plenty more things that we always want to hear, so let us know in the comments below if you like to hear these things or if they irritate you. Hopefully not, because they're quite nice things to hear. But if you agree with some of them, if someone recently told you them, and let us know how you felt, because that would be really cool to let other people feel that joy that you felt as well. So like, comment, subscribe, and keep visiting our channel, afrikaanspod101.com.
Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Afrikaans expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Afrikaans. We'll start speaking right away, but first it's important to clarify that in Afrikaans, there are different greetings depending on the situation. Let's first see how Afrikaners introduce themselves in a casual situation. Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie. Nice to meet you. Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Start by saying, Hallo, ek is, then say your name. For example, Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Finally, say aangename kennis. Again, all together, it is Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Now, let's see that same sentence in a more formal context. Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. Good day, I am Anne-Marie Luck. Pleasure to meet you. Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. Let's try that again. G. Try pronouncing it from the back of your throat. Goeiedag, goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. So, what has actually changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these expressions together. Hallo has been substituted with the formal greeting goeiedag, which is Afrikaans for good day. Ek is Anne-Marie has not been changed. Ek is simply means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Anne-Marie Luck. Here, you would say your full name. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Afrikaans is Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. The more formal way to introduce yourself is Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. In the previous lesson, you learned how to introduce yourself in Afrikaans. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to thank people. Remember, good manners are important. Are you ready? Let's start. Saying thank you in Afrikaans is very easy. It's just one word, dankie. Dankie. To say thank you very much, you just need to add baie, meaning a lot, at the beginning. Baie dankie. Baie dankie. What if someone says dankie to you? How do you answer? It's easy. Here is the most common response. Dit is 'n plesier. Dit is 'n plesier. Dit is 'n plesier can be used with just about anybody. Literally, this phrase means happily done or I did it with pleasure. So when someone says dankie to you, you can simply reply with dit is 'n plesier. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. If you're not sure about whether to use dankie or baie dankie, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. Just say dankie. You don't have to worry about saying the long version. The difference between the two depends only on how grateful you are or how much someone has helped you. In the last lesson, you learned how to thank people by saying dankie. In this lesson, you'll learn some of the most common greetings used when speaking Afrikaans. Is jy reg? Are you ready? Let's start. The most commonly used informal greeting is hallo. Hallo. Hallo means hi or hello. we can use this greeting with friends or relatives. Hallo! The most used formal greetings changes depending on the time of day. Let's see what they are. First we have goeiedag. Literally, goeiedag means good day. Goeiedag. As a rule of thumb, we can use goeiedag only during the daytime from late morning until early evening. Next is the greeting we say only for the morning. Goeiemorgen. Goeiemorgen. For the afternoon, we say goeiemiddag. Goeiemiddag. During the evening, we say goeienaand. Goeienaand. Goed is Afrikaans for good. Morgen, middag, and naand means morning, afternoon, and evening, respectively. Easy, right? Now, what should you say when you leave? Afrikaners usually say tot ziens when leaving in a formal situation. Tot ziens. Tot ziens means goodbye. When we say goodbye to friends or relatives, we use the informal lekker dag. Lekker dag. You can also say bye. Bye. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Afrikaans. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say hallo. If you want to be a bit more formal, you can use goeiedag during the daytime, goeiemorgen in the morning, goeiemiddag in the afternoon, and goeienaand in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say tot ziens. And in an informal situation, it's lekker dag or bye. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. In informal situations, Afrikaners, especially good friends, commonly greet each other by giving each other a quick hug. If you're unsure, you can just stick out your hand and give a firm handshake and a smile. A smile goes a long way. In the previous lesson, you learned the most common forms of greetings in Afrikaans. Do you remember them? In this lesson, you're going to learn a very useful phrase, do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Afrikaans, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the informal way to say it. Praat jy Engels? Praat jy Engels? Here, praat is the verb to speak, jy is the informal way of saying you, and as you might have recognized, Engels means English. Praat jy Engels? Do you speak English? Now let's make this sentence formal, as you'd probably be asking a stranger this question. It's very easy though, so don't worry. You only need to use the formal version of you, which is u. So, praat jy Engels becomes praat u Engels. Praat u Engels? Adding skus toch, meaning excuse me, to the beginning makes the sentence even more polite. Skus toch, praat u Engels? Skus toch, praat u Engels? Can you say it? Skus toch. Make the g sound using the back of your throat. G. Skus toch. Skus toch. Praat u Engels? Now, the responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ja, yes. Ja. A bietjie, a little. A bietjie. Nee, ek praat nie Engels nie. No, I don't speak English. Nee, ek praat nie Engels nie. Because this last response is a negative statement, you can find the word nie used twice as Afrikaans uses a double negative pattern when saying negative sentences. Ek praat nie Engels nie. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can use this question with any language you need. South African people study other languages at school, so maybe you'll get lucky. Just substitute Engels with Italiaans for Italian, Duits for German, Spaans for Spanish, Franse for French, and so on. In the last lesson, you learned the phrase praat u Engels, which means do you speak English? We also mentioned the word skus toch, which means excuse me. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to use this expression and other phrases as well when apologizing in Afrikaans. We use skus toch in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, skus toch een koffie asseblief. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Skus toch, waar is die uitgang? Excuse me, where is the exit? Here are some other words you can use for saying excuse me. Excuse. You can use this to get somebody's attention in a formal situation. Excuse. In informal situations, the way to say excuse me is just sorry. Sorry. All three words, skus toch, excuse, and sorry, can be used when trying to get someone's attention or when apologizing. However, you might want to use a different phrase to apologize if you really want to sound sincere. That phrase is ek is jammer. It means I am sorry and can be used in both formal and informal situations. Ek is jammer. First we have ek is, which means I am. Then we say the Afrikaans word for sorry, jammer. Ek is jammer. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. There's one big reason that you should know how to say I'm sorry in Afrikaans. South Africans love the fact that someone is making an effort by trying to communicate in Afrikaans. But if you apologize in Afrikaans, they will say, dit is okay, which means it's okay.
Hi guys, it's me Christine, and we're doing Afrikaans today on afrikaanspod101.com in today's lesson 10 favorite words chosen by the fans, which is hopefully you guys. So I hope you enjoy your 10 favorite words. Dankie. Thanks. Dankie. Dankie. Thanks. Dankie vir jou tyd. Dankie vir jou tyd. Thank you for your time. Dankie. I also love that word. It sounds a little bit like donkey in English. So I can see why you chose that word. Dankie is such a nice thing to say after anything, whenever anyone helps you or does something for you. So remember, politeness is key, and always say dankie. See, it's the key. Dankie. Hello. 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 Waar was jy? Hello. Waar was jy? Hello. Where were you? This is what you're saying to your friend on a night out, like, oh, where were you last night? Hello, where were you? It's an easy one to remember. It sounds very much like the English. So, hello, waar was jy? Where were you? It's even structured the same. So, you can see why you guys picked it. And I also quite like that sentence because it teaches you about the people that you hang out with. You see where they've been. Vakansie. Vacation. Vakansie. Vakansie. Vacation. Ek wil nou met vakansie gaan. Ek wil nou met vakansie gaan. I want to go on holiday now. So people probably say that all the time, which is probably why it's one of the favorites, because vakansie, I mean, who doesn't love a holiday? And who doesn't want to go on one right now? Like, I want to be on one right now, but luckily I'm going on one soon. So vakansie. Let us know if you're going on a vakansie anytime soon, or if you just want to go on one right now. Goeiemiddag. Good afternoon. Goeiemiddag. Goeiemiddag. Good afternoon. Goeiemiddag, kan ek help? Goeiemiddag, kan ek help? Good afternoon, can I help you? So this is a good one to answer the phone, or if you just bump into someone and they're like looking at you like, you're like, hello, can I help you? It's very easy to remember. Goeiemiddag, if you've learned those two, you're set. Kan ek help sounds the same. Help is the same. Can I, ek. So kan ek help? And hopefully you can. Hopefully you can give them some directions, or just tell them that they have a smidge on their face or whatever. Help everyone in any way you can, but try to be polite about it so that they can say dankie. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa is die mooiste land. South Africa is die mooiste land. South Africa is the prettiest country. I do agree with you there, guys. Thanks, fans. Hopefully, if you're learning Afrikaans on here, you are either planning on or you're living here or you have been and you got inspired coming to South Africa. It's such a great place. It really is die mooiste land. So when you come here, make sure you go see all the natural places and all those lists that you find on Google, and ask some locals, like write on the comments down here, ask us and we'll let you know what some nice places are to come visit in South Africa. Gesond. Healthy. Gesond. Gesond. Healthy. Die perd lyk baie gesond. Die perd lyk baie gesond. The horse looks very healthy. This is quite a funny sample sentence that we've given here because we're talking about a horse, like where did that come from? But actually in Afrikaans there's a saying, perd fris en gesond, which means you are just healthy and up and going. So that's probably why we've used perd here, but the perd is gesond, which is always good. I hope you guys are all very gesond and not sick in this change of weather time. Coffee. 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 Koffie. Koffie. Kan ek 3 koffies kry asseblief? Kan ek 3 koffies kry asseblief? Can I have 3 coffees, please? Sure, it's been a long day if you're asking for 3 coffees. Maybe you're socializing and you're getting them for your friends. Who knows? But yeah, this is a very easy word to remember. Coffee, coffee. It's just a little bit of a different pronunciation. But if you're not a coffee person, tea is the same. Also, tea. I'm a coffee person, and I'm very excited to go make my 3rd coffee of the day. Probably a little bit unhealthy, but need my energy. I hope you guys enjoy your 3rd coffee as well. Geld. Money. Geld. Geld. Money. Ek wil meer geld verdien. Ek wil meer geld verdien. I want to earn more money. Well, sir or madam, if you want to meer geld verdien, then you're going to have to work harder or work more or start working if you're not working. Try find a job or something that you can do that you love, and then it doesn't feel like, oh, it's such a struggle to get that extra dollar to go traveling. I mean, if you do something you love, then you won't work a day in your life, and then you'll earn money and it won't feel bad. I love doing this, so I hope you guys have the same luck as I sometimes do. Gesondheid. Cheers. Gesondheid. Gesondheid. Cheers. Gesondheid. Kom ons kry nog een. Gesondheid. Kom ons kry nog een. Cheers. Let's get another one. So you're out. That's another thing we like doing here, especially after watching the Lions rugby. You go, oh, cheers, we won or we lost or whatever, however they're doing. And you go grab another because why not? If not, why not? Liefde. Love. Liefde. Liefde. Love. My hond ken net liefde. My hond ken net liefde. My dog only knows love. Oh, it's so true. I mean, if you have a dog or a cat or any kind of pet that you have at in the house all the time, it's so nice. Like, you can have an argument with anyone, you can have the worst day ever, but you know when you get home, you're going to get that cuddle, you're going to get that love from your little pet. So hopefully your pets are as lovable as mine, and your dogs also ken net liefde. So we've come to the end of today's lesson of 10 favorite words chosen by the fans. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as the words that you've obviously chosen. Let me know if you've had any issues in the comments below. Please keep learning Afrikaans on afrikaanspod101.com.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. How are your Afrikaans listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
'n Man en 'n vrou kyk deur 'n spyskaart in 'n restaurant. Wat gaan die man bestel?
Wat gaan jy bestel?
Die pizza lyk heerlik. Ek dink dis wat ek gaan bestel.
Ek het gister pizza gehad. So,
OK, wat van 'n hamburger?
klink goed. Ek dink dis wat ek sal bestel.
Wat gaan die man bestel? ‘n man en ‘n vrou kyk deur 'n spyskaart in 'n restaurant. Wat gaan die man bestel?
Wat gaan jy bestel?
Die pizza lyk heerlik. Ek dink dis wat ek gaan bestel.
Ek het gister pizza gehad. So,
OK, wat van 'n hamburger?
klink goed. Ek dink dis wat ek sal bestel.
How are your Afrikaans listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
'n man praat met sy vrou op die telefoon. Wat gaan hy koop?
Hey, ek is op pad huis toe.
OK, kan jy 'n paar goed koop op pad huis toe?
Seker. Wat moet ek kry?
Ons het melk en brood nodig vir ontbyt môre.
Melk en brood? OK. Hoeveel bokse melk?
1 sal genoeg wees.
OK. Enigiets anders?
Hou gou aan. Ek kyk of ons botter het. OK, ons het botter.
Reg so. Het ons enige bier oor?
Ja, ons het nog 'n bottel oor.
OK. So ons hoef nie nog te koop nie.
Ja, ons het nog 'n bottel oor. Wat gaan hy koop? ‘n man praat met sy vrou op die telefoon. Wat gaan hy koop?
Hey, ek is op pad huis toe.
OK, kan jy 'n paar goed koop op pad huis toe?
Seker. Wat moet ek kry?
Ons het melk en brood nodig vir ontbyt môre.
Melk en brood? OK. Hoeveel bokse melk?
1 sal genoeg wees.
OK. Enigiets anders?
Hou gou aan. Ek kyk of ons botter het. OK, ons het botter.
Reg so. Het ons enige bier oor?
Ja, ons het nog 'n bottel oor.
OK. So ons hoef nie nog te koop nie.
Ja, ons het nog 'n bottel oor.
How are your Afrikaans listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Jy luister na die weerberig. Wat is die weervoorspelling? Dit sal 'n sonnige oggend wees. In die middag gaan dit bewolk word en dit sal teen die aand reën. Die reën sal aanhou val dwars deur die nag tot vroegoggend. Daarna sal die son weer skyn. Wat is die weervoorspelling? Jy luister na die weerberig. Wat is die weervoorspelling? Dit sal 'n sonnige oggend wees. In die middag gaan dit bewolk word en dit sal teen die aand reën. Die reën sal aanhou val dwars deur die nag tot vroegoggend. Daarna sal die son weer skyn.
Hi everyone! How are your Afrikaans listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
'n vrou vra 'n man waar die bushalte is. Waar is die bushalte? Verskoon my, weet jy of daar 'n bushalte hier naby is?
Ja, gaan eers reguit en draai regs by die tweede verkeerslig. Draai dan links by die hoek van 'n boekwinkel en dan sal jy 'n bank sien. Die bushalte is voor die bank.
Het dit. Baie dankie. Waar is die bushalte? 'n vrou vra 'n man waar die bushalte is. Waar is die bushalte? Verskoon my, Weet jy of daar 'n bushalte hier naby is?
Ja, gaan eers reguit en draai regs by die tweede verkeerslig. Draai dan links by die hoek van 'n boekwinkel en dan sal jy 'n bank sien. Die bushalte is voor die bank.
Het dit. Baie dankie.
How are your Afrikaans listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
'n Man en 'n vrou praat. Wie woon saam met die man?
Hoekom kom jy nie sommer een van die dae na my huis toe nie?
Dankie. Maar ek is 'n bietjie senuweeagtig. Ek wil van jou gesin weet voordat ek hulle ontmoet.
Sekerlik. My pa werk in 'n kantoor en sy stokperdjie is visvang. My ma is 'n huisvrou en sy kook goed.
Het jy broers of susters?
Ja, ek het 'n ouer suster en 'n jonger broer. My suster is getroud en woon oorsee. My broer is op hoërskool.
Jy het 'n oulike gesin. Ek sal hulle graag wil ontmoet en met hulle gesels. Wie woon saam met die man? 'n Man en 'n vrou praat. Wie woon saam met die man?
Hoekom kom jy nie sommer een van die dae na my huis toe nie?
Dankie. Maar ek is 'n bietjie senuweeagtig. Ek wil van jou gesin weet voordat ek hulle ontmoet.
Sekerlik. My pa werk in 'n kantoor en sy stokperdjie is visvang. My ma is 'n huisvrou en sy kook goed.
Het jy broers of susters?
Ja, ek het 'n ouer suster en 'n jonger broer. My suster is getroud en woon oorsee. My broer is op hoërskool.
Jy het 'n oulike gesin. Ek sal hulle graag wil ontmoet en met hulle gesels.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com. You are sitting on a bus that is about to arrive at the next bus stop. Suddenly, a signal lights up. What does the signal mean? What does the signal mean? The signal reads, "Please stay seated until the bus stops."
Sit asseblief tot die bus tot stilstand kom.
You've lost your wallet while riding on a bus. Hoping to get your wallet back, you go to look at a city map to try and locate the lost and found office of the bus company. Where is the lost and found office located? Where is the lost and found office located? The lost and found office is located on the south side of the city, number 12 on the map.
Suide kant van die stad, nommer 12 op die kaart.
You are at a bus terminal where you stumble across a notice at one of the stops. What does the notice say? What does the notice say? The notice reads, "This bus route is no longer in service."
Die busroete is nie meer in diens nie.
You are at a bus terminal where you stumble across a notice at one of the stops. What does the notice say? What does the notice say? The notice reads, "This bus route will not run on New Year's Day."
Die busroete sal nie op Nuwejaardag hardloop nie.
You've just gotten off a bus at a bus terminal. Suddenly, a person hands you a leaflet. What kind of deal is offered on this leaflet? What kind of deal is offered on this leaflet? The offer is buy 2, get 1 free.
Koop 2, kry 1 gratis.
Hello, it's me again, Christine. We're here today in the lesson, the top 25 Afrikaans phrases. So they're obviously the ones that you definitely want to know if you want to know Afrikaans. They're super simple, most of them, and easy to learn. The ones that everyone always learns these words in all the different languages. So let's get started. Hello. 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 It's pretty straightforward. It's a greeting. It's what you say to everyone. It sounds the same as most languages, so it's pretty an easy one to remember. Goeiemôre. Goeiemôre. Good morning. Goeiemôre. Good morning. So this one's a little bit hard because it's got the ch sound, but in the morning we're all feeling ugh anyway, so it's a great time to use this. Practice it the next time you wake up in the morning and say hello to whoever you see the first thing in the morning and just say goeiemôre. Goeiemiddag. Goeiemiddag. Good afternoon. Goeiemiddag. Good afternoon. So it's very similar to goeiemôre. This time you're changing the second word to middag, adding an extra in there because now by middag time the day's hard and all you want is some lunch. So you're adding mochs in there and just saying goeiemiddag as if it's angry, but try to say it with a smile and then it's even nicer. Goeiemiddag. Goeienacht. Goeienacht. Good night. Goeienacht. Good night. So that's what you say before you go to bed, obviously. And by now you're thinking of the dreams that you might have tonight or the comfy warm bed that you're going to in a cold winter's day. Not like today, obviously, but it's something that everyone wants to hear. It's nice to say it to the people around you before going to bed, like end your day on a nice, calm note by telling everyone around you, goeienacht. Wat is jou naam? Wat is jou naam? What is your name? Wat is jou naam? What's your name? So this is obviously the one that you want to know when you're going out in a new place, especially in South Africa or anywhere where you know there's Afrikaans people and you want to know who they are, know more about them. So it's always an easy icebreaker. Wat is jou naam? Get to know their name. Try think of a way that you'll remember it by making up little anagrams in your head or whatever. It's what I usually do because I'm very bad at remembering names. But definitely a useful phrase to know. Ek is Christine. Ek is Christine. I'm Christine. And then if they ask you that question or if you've just asked that question, the likely response is Ek is naam. I am name. So you'd insert your name. Obviously, you wouldn't say Ek is naam. I would say Ek is Christine. I am Christine. So pretty simple response. Wat is jou naam? Ek is, and then say your name. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Aangename kennis. Aangename kennis. Nice to meet you. Aangename kennis. Aangename kennis. Nice to meet you. So now you've said hello, you said goeiemorgen, goeiemiddag, goeienacht, whatever time of day it is. You've asked them what their name is, you've told them what your name is, so now you're saying it's nice to meet you. Aangename kennis. It's a simple conversation going on here, so it's very important to know all these little phrases. Hoe gaan dit met jou? Hoe gaan dit met jou? How are you? Hoe gaan dit met jou? How are you? So now in the conversation, you're at that part where you've realized that they have a cool name, they seem pretty cool, and you want to know a little bit more about them. So you ask them, hoe gaan dit? And then remember to listen, because people always say this and then don't listen to the response or don't really care about the response. Only ask these things if you care, because it's way nicer that way. Goed, dankie, en met jou? Goed, dankie, en met jou? I'm fine, thanks. And you? And then the typical response, or hopefully the response because it's positive. Goed, dankie, en met jou? Goed, dankie, en met jou? I'm fine, thanks. And you? So that obviously follows the previous one, answering how you are doing and then asking back to the person because that's only polite. You don't want to be like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, bye. You want to be polite, ask them how they're doing back if they asked it first. Otherwise, maybe don't say it if you asked it first because then it's just like a continuous cycle that's never ending. Asseblief. Asseblief. Please. Asseblief. Please. Very popular in South Africa because we're all very polite people here. But please remember, see, I said it there again. Please remember to be polite when you're asking for something or commenting on something that requires a please. No, it'll be a question. So be polite, remember your manners, and say asseblief if you are looking for something. Dankie. Dankie. Thank you. Dankie. Thank you. So there we go again with the politeness. Be very kind and warm when someone tells you something or compliments you or gives you an answer to that asseblief question that you just asked. Say thanks. Say dankie. And if you can't remember the word, think of a donkey. That's how I always used to tell people. And then just change the sound a little bit because you can't say donkey. You must say dankie. Jy is welkom. Jy is welkom. You're welcome. Jy is welkom. You're welcome. So that's the response. If someone said dankie to you, you're obviously going to say you're welcome. Jy is welkom. Because it wasn't such a schlep for you to tell them what they wanted and you don't mind telling them. So, jy is welkom. Ja. Ja. Yes. Ja. Yes. Pretty straightforward. Yes. Positive response to something. So, pretty easy. Nee. Nee. No. Nee. No. Also pretty straightforward, but try not to use it so much because it's going to be a downer on anyone, unless it's something definitely that needs a no for a response. But ja and nee, pretty easygoing, used quite often, so good ones to remember.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's very simple because it's the same as the English and most other languages, just like I said, hello. Okay means, yeah, sure, okay, we'll do this, or okay, I'll have that for lunch, or okay, you make the plans. It's used every day in so many different ways, so it's easy to remember, okay.
Verskoon my. Verskoon my. Excuse me.
Verskoon my. Excuse me. This is a part of that politeness again. If you are leaving the table or you're walking away from something because you don't really like the conversation going on, you just politely say, verskoon my. Asseblief as well if you want to be even more nice. Even nicer.
Ek is jammer. Ek is jammer. I'm sorry.
Ek is jammer. I'm sorry. So unfortunately this one means you've done something wrong or you've said something that's not so polite. But just be a human being and say sorry if a sorry is needed. And then remember, ek is jammer.
Hoe laat is dit? Hoe laat is dit? What time is it?
Hoe laat is dit? What's the time? This is funny. The translation isn't exactly what's the time, but that's how we say it here in South Africa. You literally say, how late is it? Because you're always late for something, or you're always thinking it's later than it is. So try to remember it that way. We're always late, so that's why we say, hoe laat is dit? Like, how late is it?
Waar is die badkamer? Waar is die badkamer? Where is the restroom?
Waar is die badkamer? Where is the restroom? This one you'll probably use when you're out at the restaurants or at a random friend's house that you've never been to before and you really need a wee. So you're going to be needing this one. So remember, waar is die badkamer?
Wag 'n bietjie. Wag 'n bietjie. Wait a moment.
Wag 'n bietjie. Wait a moment. You're a little bit busy in a conversation and someone comes and chirps in and all you want to say is just hold on. So if you ever in these situations and you have friends that like to interrupt you, then maybe you should learn wag 'n bietjie. And you could always add asseblief as well if you don't want to sound too rude and like cut offy. You can say wag 'n bietjie, asseblief.
Hoeveel kos dit? Hoeveel kos dit? How much is this?
Hoeveel kos dit? How much is this? Now you're in the shop. So you've been to the restaurants, you've been to friends' house, you've been everywhere, and now you're in the shops and you're seeing this beautiful new thing that you really want to buy, but you know, you're on holiday, so you can't just be splurging money everywhere. So you're going to have to ask this question quite often. Hoeveel kost dit?
Help. Help. Help.
Help. Help. Luckily, this word, because it has so much going on and it's obviously urgent, is usually the same in most languages, so it's pretty straightforward if you know English. Help, it sounds the same in Afrikaans and is used in the same way.
Sien jou later. Sien jou later. See you later.
Sien jou later. See you later. You finish at the restaurant, you're going home, or at the shops or whatever, and you're saying, ciao, I'm going to see you later. Sien jou later. Obviously one to use all the time, comes alongside a goodbye, so remember, sien jou later. And maybe I'll sien jou later in some of the other videos.
Tot ziens. Tot ziens. Goodbye.
Tot ziens. Goodbye. Directly translated, tot ziens means until I see you again, which is quite nice because you're always assuming that a goodbye isn't a bad bye and you will reconnect again at some point. So tot ziens means until next time, but it actually means goodbye.
Ek weet nie. Ek weet nie. I don't know.
Ek weet nie. I don't know. It's okay to not know. We don't all know everything, so this is a good one to know. If someone asks you a question or asks you directions and you don't know because you're just a tourist here, remember to say, ek weet nie. I use this all the time and it irritates my friends, but I'm honest at least, so ek weet nie. So we've reached the end of today's lesson of the top 25 phrases in Afrikaans. I hope they're useful for you because they should be. We use them all the time, and I hope they're simple enough for you to remember. And good luck using them. I hope you meet loads of new people when you come to South Africa or speak to South Africans. And let me know in the comments down below if you have, or if they've helped you, or if you're struggling with any of the pronunciations or something like that. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and keep learning Afrikaans on afrikaanspod101.com.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.